Hey guys, Cameron with CPM Reviews here, and I finally finished Season 3 of Daredevil. I'm going to tell you the things that I really enjoyed about it, the things that I didn't like so much, and I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but I might have to give you a few things in order to get you to understand what I'm thinking. So, first and foremost, the season kicks off right after the events of the Defenders. In the Defenders, a building comes crashing down on Matt Murdock and Elektra Natchios, and they're reportedly dead. As it stands, Matt was actually able to survive the building collapse, and this is where the story kind of kicks off. We get to see Matt's climb back into form. We also get to see how Karen Page and Foggy Nelson are living their lives in a world without Matt Murdock, and then how his introduction back into their world affects all of them. And we get to see the rise of Wilson Fisk. This is where we finally see Wilson Fisk become the Kingpin. This is a spectacular show of force with the character. And we also get introduced to a couple of side characters. One is Ray Nadeem, and the other one is Ben Poindexter. These are both very prominent characters. One is introduced in the very first episode. The other one is introduced at the end of the second episode. They're very important to the story. And so you've got all of these characters, plus a few other secondary or tertiary characters. And the season as a whole is magnificent. This is spectacular. If you can get past a man surviving a building collapsing on top of him, then you are all set. That was the only issue I had with the story setup. But the story with how it intertwines with Fisk and his climb into power, and how Ray Nadeem has to deal with things, how Ben Poindexter has to deal with his inner demons, and then what Karen and Foggy and Matt all have to do to try to make things work out, and it eventually intertwines within one another, and it comes together so well done. The real star of this is the story, and that makes me so happy to say, because when the story's not good, everything else just doesn't hold up as well. This story is solid. I love how it comes together. There are demons that come back from season 1 to haunt the characters, and I love that about this. It has definite ties with the old Born Again story from Daredevil, and it even borrows a little bit from Kevin Smith's run on Daredevil as well. So we get some definite nods to the comics. Let's talk about the acting in this. Let me just start by saying this. Nobody puts in a weak performance. I may have gotten slightly agitated with Karen Page's weepy face all the time, but that doesn't mean that her performance was bad. We get to see backstories into Karen Page. We get to see backstories into Ben Poindexter. And those episodes, even though they're not full with action as much as some of the other episodes, you get to finally see kind of what makes them tick and their internal struggles that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. But when it comes down to it, this is a story about the Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio just may have surpassed Loki as best Marvel villain in this portrayal. Every single time he is on the screen, with his long pauses before he speaks, and everything is deliberate. There are no accidents with this portrayal. Everything is pinpoint. He jumps off of the page and onto the screen. This portrayal is perfect. Nothing against everybody else that was in this, but when he's on the screen, you pay attention. Now, like I said before, there are some things that I wasn't exactly in love with. One of the main things, and this may be mildly spoilery, we never actually see Matt in his classic Daredevil costume. All the costumes that you see in the trailers where he's in the black, that's all you're gonna get. You're not gonna see him get back into a costume or a new version of a Daredevil costume. It's just the black. So it's kind of like we're back to basics with season 1, where he's all in black except for episode 13. This time he doesn't even get into a costume in episode 13. That's not to say you don't see somebody in a Daredevil costume. You just don't see Matt in a Daredevil costume. Another thing that you will notice if you watch this is that it is quite bloody. Like, there are lots of fights in each episode, and usually speaking, at the end of every fight, there's a lot of blood being spit, or there's bloody clothes, and sometimes it's just like a bit much, but at other times it turns into something artistic. And so you kind of have to sometimes take the good with the bad, but it works out. Overall, this season was a huge step up from the season 2, which I loved the first 4 episodes, but didn't really like anything that dealt with Elektra. This is the Daredevil story that you wanted told, and it's done great. This is the best portrayal of Kingpin, the best we've seen out of Daredevil. We get some classic Foggy Nelson, we get some great Karen Page, and then, like I said, there's Ben Poindexter and Ray Nadeem. Ray Nadeem is a standout, and he would be one of the best things about this if it wasn't for the Kingpin. If you are waiting for somebody to tell you whether it's good or not, this is as far as you need to go. This season is outstanding. Stop waiting. Watch this season of Daredevil. That's my review of season 3 of Daredevil. Tell me what you guys thought in the comment section down below. You enjoyed this? Hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Share this with all your friends. And as always, this is Cameron with CBM Reviews. We'll see you next time.
And the devil took my throne, my freedom, and everything that mattered. But my eyes are open now, and he'll never see me coming. So go ahead. Let the devil out.